Brittany was a senior in high school, and it was 6 girls that were sleeping at a friend's house that night. They had decided to have a slumber party and stay home because there was too much traffic on the roads. They get up in the middle of the night, decided they needed some water, so they drove 2 blocks to the gas station to get water. And they were at the red light at Congress and Bertrand, taking a left onto Congress. And light turned green, she took off, and he ran it and broadsided her. I was told Brittany was killed on impact, but they brought her to the hospital to try to revive her. And Michelle, the little girl in the back seat, lost her leg. And the little girl in the front seat had a broken collarbone and foot, and Michelle too also had numerous injuries.
Good morning to everyone. I'm John LeBlanc. I'm the Executive Director of the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. Thanks for all of you for attending this conference. We hope that through this public media event and outreach, we can reduce the number of fatals and injuries that occur during this busy Mardi Gras season. Typically in Louisiana, Mardi Gras is one of the deadliest holiday periods. In 2010, 11 people were killed during Mardi Gras. In 2011, approximately 6 were killed. This year, we want 0 to be killed. We hope that through this enforcement effort and public outreach, we can drive those numbers down, hopefully to 0. Most of the major holiday seasons, the Highway Safety Commission funds grants to law enforcement agencies. This year is no different from any other holiday season. We have about 45 law enforcement agencies that we contract with, and we have a focus during this period to get out there and do some enforcement to try to get those impaired drivers off the road before they injure themselves or someone else. With partners like Chief Strum, Chief Craft, and the State Police, I know that we can drive those numbers down. A little bit later, you'll hear a powerful story. I talked earlier about the numbers, 11 people killed in 2010, 6 in 2011. But each one of these numbers represents a person and a family that's left behind, just like Brittany Dugas, who was killed, and you'll hear from her mother, Tammy, shortly. These are real people. These deaths are predictable and they're preventable. Brittany died because somebody chose to drive drunk. We want to send that message out to make arrangements. Don't drive drunk. Have a good time during Mardi Gras, but arrange some transportation, and everybody stay safe. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you. Again, my name is Valerie Cox. I'm the Interim Director for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I want to take this time to thank Highway Safety, State Police, and local law enforcement for their efforts in keeping drunk drivers off the highway during this Mardi Gras season and throughout the year. One of the programs that Mothers Against Drunk Driving offer is our victim service. That is how we met Miss Tammy Dugas. She's a victim. Her daughter was killed during Mardi Gras season 5 years ago on the 18th of this month. Our message to everyone is we're not saying not to have fun. Go out, have your fun, but if you know that you're going to be drinking, plan ahead. Make sure that you have a designated driver. We ask that have a designated driver and have someone drive you home. Have your fun, but always have a designated driver. Ms. Dugas is going to come and share her story with you, and it's not easy for her to do this, but she's doing it in hopes that something she says will touch someone and let them know how drunk driving has affected her and her family, and that they would think in Brittany's death won't be in vain, that maybe if it's just one person that she can save throughout this, it will help. Again, thank you for being here, and Ms. Tammy Dugas.
Hi, Ms. Valerie Cox asked me to read my impact statement that I read at the court hearing, so this is it. The night you made your decision to drink and do drugs and drive, you took the life of a beautiful girl and severely injured her 2 friends. Because you acted selfishly, Brittany did not get to go to her senior prom, walk with her classmates for graduation, go on her senior trip, or celebrate her 18th birthday. I would never get to see my daughter get married or have children because of you. You not only killed my daughter, you killed my best friend, and I never got to tell her bye. You took the life of a daddy's girl, a brother's little sister, and a friend to hundreds of young people. You single-handedly ruined my life, Brittany's dad's life, and her brother's life. Because of you, I lost all sense of security, and because of you, I cry for every day for the last At the time it was 14 months, but I've cried for the last 5 years. Because of you, Michelle and Kylie never got to tell their best friend bye, and they never had closure to this horrible nightmare. You have ruined these two girls' senior year, which they'll never get back. Because of you, I could no longer work at a place where I worked for 27 years. Because of you, Brittany's brother has had to have put his nursing education on hold. And because of you, Brittany died on her cousin's birthday. And because of you, his birthday never will be the same. Brittany always dreamed of going to New York, and would have gone in the fall. Because of you, her dream never came true. You have no respect for life or the law, and you alone are the only one to blame for what you have done. Since the day that Brittany died, my life has never been the same. She never got to see her niece that was born 6 months ago. And every time I look at that baby, I see Brittany's face in it. And I thank MAD for having the gumption to stick up for people like me and my family and all of Brittany's friends who have been suffering since that dreadful day. Thank you.
In 2010, we had 11 people that were killed during the Mardi Gras season. 2011 is about 6 of them that were killed. Typically, Mardi Gras is one of the most dangerous holiday periods in the state. We're working this year with increased enforcement. We've got about 45 grants given out to law enforcement agencies, and we're doing some public outreach to try to get the message out. If you're planning on having a party this Mardi Gras season, plan ahead, get transportation lined up, serve some food. Don't get out if you've been drinking and drive a vehicle. We're trying to get the impaired drivers off the road to keep them from hurting themselves or someone else.
Let's just say I cry every day. I see those kids going to college and know what I'm missing out on. My son had a baby in July. She wasn't there to enjoy it, to be a part of that. You know, he got married last year. She wasn't there to be a part of that. You know, it's just knowing that everything that she should be here to enjoy and be a part of, she's not, because he made a decision to drink and drive.
About 50 to 55% of those fatalities were alcohol related. So a large part of those fatals have something to do with alcohol and driving impaired. And that's going to be our focus here, is to try to get that impaired driver off the road.
And what type of enforcement will you have throughout the entire Mardi Gras holiday?
The 45 agencies that we contracted, which include the city police, sheriff's department, and state police, will be doing saturation patrols. They'll be doing checkpoints, and they'll also be doing some public outreach through their public information officers to get the message out.
What do you want people to remember throughout the Mardi Gras holiday and, of course, throughout 12 months of the year?
Well, have a good time, certainly. We want everybody to enjoy the Mardi Gras season, but make some good decisions. Some of these deaths that are happening, the numbers I talked about, the 11 that were killed in 2010, the 6 in 2011, these deaths are predictable and they're preventable too. If you make the right decisions, they don't have to be those high. They can be 0.
What's your message during Mardi Gras season?
Just not, have fun, but don't get behind the wheel when you're drinking and driving. There are plenty of people that you can call, and they'll be more than happy to drive you home, and I have to go to a funeral the next day.